This episode is brought to you by Perfect Bistro Cat Food. Cats, this ad is for you. Has your human ever called you picky, persnickety, choosy? If so, Perfect Bistro Cat Food is for you. With ingredients like wild-caught tuna and pasture-raised lamb, tantalizing textures, and delectable flavors that meet even the most discerning cat standards. You're not picky, you're just perfectionists. Perfect Bistro, mealtime perfection for every cat. Have your human visit perfectbistro.com.
¿Escuchan eso? Es el delicioso encuentro entre un Extra Crispy McCrispy Strip y la cremosa salsa César. Si así suena, solo imagínate cómo sabe. Salsa César, en McDonald's por tiempo limitado. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Let's hang out. And let's talk about what lessons about. And let's listen to two lesbians shout. Let's hang out.
Hey everyone, it's Leigh here. Do you ever wish there was an encyclopedia just of fandom's greatest moments? Did you step away from the internet for a whole day once and maybe you missed a momentous event? Well, this week in Fandom History can turn you into a lore expert for your next party. Hosted by the hilarious and insightful V. Arrow and Emily Jaye, This Week in Fandom History gets deep into the who, what, and why behind fandom culture's highest highs and weirdest lows. I got a chance to meet V at the most recent TGIF Femslash convention, and I got to watch a live recording that was all about that con, which has been a most welcome addition to my life, and it was a real treat to watch the episode taping and get to chat with V afterwards. In this episode that you're about to listen to, V and Emily are going to connect to Glee's Shirtgate incident with gay Taylor Swift fanfic. Now, they don't usually cover celebrity gossip, but this tale was so delicious, how could even they resist? This is but a taste of their monthly TGIF, or Thank God It's Femslash Friday feature, and we hope you all enjoy listening to it.
Starting or growing your own business can be intimidating and lonely at times. Your to-do list may feel endless with new tasks, and lists can easily begin to overrun your life. So finding the right tool that not only helps you out, but simplifies everything as a built-in business partner can be a game changer. For millions of businesses, that tool is Shopify. Shopify is the commerce platform behind millions of businesses around the world and 10% of all e-commerce in the US. From household names like Gymshark, Rare Beauty, and Heinz, to brands just getting started. Shopify has hundreds of ready-to-use templates that can help you build a beautiful online store that matches your brand's style. And you can tackle all the important tasks in one place, from inventory to payments to analytics and more. No need to save multiple websites or try to figure out what platform is hosting the tool that you need. And if people haven't heard about your brand, you can get the word out like you have a marketing team behind you, with easy-to-run email and social media campaigns to reach customers wherever they're scrolling or strolling. Start your business today with the industry's best business partner, Shopify, and start hearing. Sign up for your $1 per month trial today at shopify.com/realm. Go to shopify.com/realm. That's shopify.com/realm.
This episode is brought to you by Perfect Bistro Cat Food. Cats, this ad is for you. Has your human ever called you picky, persnickety, choosy? If so, Perfect Bistro Cat Food is for you. With ingredients like wild-caught tuna and pasture-raised lamb, tantalizing textures, and delectable flavors that meet even the most discerning cat standards. You're not picky, you're just perfectionists. Perfect Bistro, mealtime perfection for every cat. Have your human visit perfectbistro.com. This episode is brought to you by Perfect Bistro Cat Food. Cats, this ad is for you. Has your human ever called you picky, persnickety, choosy? If so, Perfect Bistro Cat Food is for you. With ingredients like wild-caught tuna and pasture-raised lamb, tantalizing textures, and delectable flavors that meet even the most discerning cat standards. You're not picky, you're just perfectionists. Perfect Bistro, mealtime perfection for every cat. Have your human visit perfectbistro.com. This episode is brought to you by Perfect Bistro Cat Food. Cats, this ad is for you. Has your human ever called you picky, persnickety, choosy? If so, Perfect Bistro cat food is for you. With ingredients like wild-caught tuna and pasture-raised lamb, tantalizing textures, and delectable flavors that meet even the most discerning cat standards. You're not picky, you're just perfectionists. Perfect Bistro, mealtime perfection for every cat. Have your human visit perfectbistro.com.
This Week in Fandom History is a podcast recorded by adults for adults and contains adult language and themes.
Hello, and welcome to a brand new episode of This Week in Fandom History, the podcast where we tell you what happened this week in fandom history. I am one of your co-hosts, V, also known as Aim My Arrows High, and I am joined, as always, by my very lovely co-host,
Emily Jaye, also known as I Don't Get Technology. Can't wait for this.
And listeners, I will tell you what I just told Emily, which is doing the research for this episode made me feel insane. So by now you will have read the episode description. So you have one up on Emily. She doesn't know what we're talking about. I just called it #ShirtGate on our spreadsheet. It could be about anything. Any fandom could have a ShirtGate.
Sure.
And probably there are multiple ShirtGates, to be fair. I'm sure every fandom does have a ShirtGate since like the 70s probably.
Right.
And you know, I'm sure at some point like Starsky wore a shirt that Hutch matched his eyes perfectly and that was a ShirtGate. Like I'm sure just going through.
Sure.
But this one. All right, this week in fandom history. On June 11th of 2011, on the Glee live tour, Diana Agron, instead of wearing the shirt that she was supposed to wear for Born This Way, wore a shirt that says, likes girls.
Okay.
And obviously, everyone on Earth assumed that that meant that she liked girls.
Yeah.
And specifically, that she liked one Taylor Allison Swift.
Oh, no.
Because that is who everybody was shipping her with, apparently.
Oh, no.
So I have been researching by reading like 40 pages of SwiftGron proof blogs for this episode.
Gaylors. Gaylors. Gaylors are so scary.
It's Gaylors. This is the secret Gaylor episode that neither of us was expecting to be a Gaylor episode.
I thought it was about Glee. No.
Yeah, no. I thought this was going to be about Leah Michelle and Diana Agron, two people who I don't care about at all and who nobody cares about really at all anymore because it's been 15 years. But no, apparently in the summer of 2011 and through 2012, the big Diana Agron ship that people were 100% sure was for real happening was #SwiftGron. She and Leah Michelle had broken up. You can pinpoint the date on the tour that they broke up. There's reasons. There's gifts. You can see them. We'll get into it. And then she and Taylor, hot and heavy, for totally non-paparazzi reasons, all through 2011 and 2012.
Oh, my God.
40 pages of proof blog. And I have to say, I will give props to the proof blog for being extremely verbose and very detailed. It was, I mean, it's insane, but it's impressive work. It is insane, but it is impressive work.
No, really, truly.
And also, it takes a sidebar into the fandom that I was in at the time, which then I had to be on that whole roller coaster again for a little while. Not Larry, but Harry Styles and Nick Grimshaw, who I'm not going to say definitely dated, but I feel like there were feelings for sure between those two in a way that I was very against in 2012 because I was Harry Louis fanfiction writer and I was like, I don't want something to be threatening the fanfiction that I'm writing. But I gotta say, I think it was being threatened. I think it was being threatened in a very real way.
Okay. Yeah. Like I said, before she started, she said she's went so hard into the research she started thinking that maybe they were right. And gentle listeners, We research so much crazy shit for this show. The most dangerous thought they can whisper through your brain at 4 a.m. when you're like 19 tabs deep on some bizarre rabbit hole and you're reading something that somebody posted in 1992 in a Usenet group that's been screenshotted and shared on the Wayback Machine is, I don't know. I mean, it kind of makes sense. I think maybe they're right. That is the devil talking. That is time to...
Maybe Krychek is a fish.
Maybe Krychek is a fish. I mean... Have we ever seen proof that he's not a fish? Like, we don't know. Like, how much proof do you need?
Have we seen his legs?
we saw Mulder's legs in the first episode with Krychek.
Yes.
He was wearing a Speedo.
That is true. We definitely saw Mulder's legs.
Mulder's definitely not a fish.
Maybe that was a sign that they were signaling, look at how Mulder has legs. You know what we're not showing you on Krychek? Legs. You can't prove that he has them.
These are just motorized pants he's walking around in. These are just motorized pants. Pants and shoes. These are no legs in there whatsoever. Oh, Christ. Anyway, listen.
New conspiracy theory.
Freshly minted.
New conspiracy theory. Alexander Krychek does not have legs.
Okay, add something to add to our merch. Motorized pants and shoes.
I will get on it. I will hire the engineers.
All right. I'm sorry. Tell me about this madness.
Okay. So June 11th of 2011, the Glee tour was deep in its run. They had begun in Las Vegas in May, and they were performing at least once a day, which is so much having to perform songs from Glee.
Yes.
With castmates that you don't like.
Yeah.
And notably, the fandom was very, very... So we know about the Faberries because we covered FaberryCon, which turned into TGI Femslash, who are our best friends,
right.
And we love them.
Yes.
The flip side is, of course, shipping the actors, which is Lea Michele and Diana Agron.
Mm-hmm.
And I have to say, one of the weirdest parts of this research to me was remembering that in 2011, Diana Agron and Taylor fucking Swift were the same level of famous.
Yeah. Yeah, because
that feels in 2026
weird and wrong. And when you said Taylor and then you followed it up with Allison, I'm like, there's no possible way that she's going to say Swift, but who else is called Taylor, Allison, anything?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, that they're not even on the same like solar system, let alone same planet, same level. Like, okay, yeah.
No, and in a lot of the like fan interactions that the two of them were having when they were going out to pancake houses or whatever in various cities around the world together, people would come up because they recognized Diana and not because they recognized Taylor.
What a time.
Like, what a time.
What a time.
Lea Michele and Diana Agron, very, very, very highly shipped, very, very, very panopticon shipping, much like their contemporaries, Larry Stylinson, Harry Styles, Louis Tomlinson, very contemporary to Jaye, also who we talked about, and as policed as that. There are gifs of literally every interaction that Lea and Diana have on this tour, labeled with dates, what song it is, zoomed in on, look at them whispering in each other's ear, look at them holding hands, look at them, whatever they're doing. So so I guess in the 2010 Glee tour, every time they sang Somebody to Love, Lea and Diana would hold hands while Amber Riley was singing her solo, which to me reads like Lea Michele desperately needs to have attention beyond her while somebody else is having a solo. But what everybody who shipped them read it as, obviously, was they're singing about somebody to love and they're holding hands with the person they love.
Yes.
But on June 6th of 2011, Lea and Diana stopped holding hands during Amber's verse. And they did not hold hands again until June 17th. And what happened smack in the middle of there? Well, two things. One, on June 5th, after the show, Diana tweeted, in quotation marks, somebody to love, ... And then about 5 minutes later, Dear hacker that writes mysterious tweets and then deletes them, why must you do this? No matter how many uppercase letters, exclamation marks, and other strange things I put in my password, it doesn't seem to work. So, of course, the shippers are like, why would somebody hack a famous celebrity to tweet the title of a song and then delete it and then not do anything else?
Right.
Very strange. Now, I have heard rumors that what happened was that Diana broke her nose and was super high on painkillers when she tweeted that. But I cannot confirm.
Okay.
I heard that in passing, not on any of the proof blogs. I heard it when I was trying to find sources for information for this episode. And it just is floating through the ether that may be the source of this mysterious tweet.
Okay.
Cannot confirm. Allegedly. But the handholds stop after these tweets. Was Leah mad at her for mentioning their moment publicly? Did the network, the powers that be, forbid them to hold hands? Possibly.
After
Probably not.
a year of doing it?
After a year of doing it.
Yeah.
But because she'd called attention to it, now it had to be forbidden. Much like the Rainbow Bondage Bears of Larry Stylinson, obviously.
I don't want to know what that sentence is about.
Which we don't even have time to get into that. We don't have time.
I don't want to know what that sentence is about. Don't tell me.
So, but then on June 11th, Diana shows up on stage, not wearing a shirt that says Lucy Caboosey, because that's a thing that is respectful for a man showrunner to make one of his actresses wear, referencing their sexuality on their shirt, but instead wearing a shirt that says Likes Girls. And everybody else's shirt is equally something that probably they could sue over having to wear as an identity, such as No Weave on Amber Riley, or Trouty Mouth on Cord Overstreet, which is not as bad as No Weave or Lucy Caboosey, but it's still not nice. Obviously, everyone in the world, including like People Magazine and the Trevor Project and GLAAD, GLAAD, and all of these things, are like, oh, cool, Diana Agron has come out by coming out. But no. Early the next morning, clearly written in a fever of PR after the show that night, Diana takes to her Tumblr, because it's 2011, and writes a 3,500-word essay explaining that she is not a lesbian. She simply wore the shirt to advocate for gay pride, which started 2 weeks earlier.
Okay.
And I have her essay. It will be linked in the show notes. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but it's a lot and very, very, somebody is holding a gun to my head and forcing me to write this very, very long treatise about how I am not personally gay, but being gay is fine, but not for me personally, but it is fine for you if you are, but I'm not telling you to be, because it's 2011 and people think that you can just do that if you're a famous person, but it is fine, but not for me personally. And I will read the beginning because it's bananas. And her post starts with, June 2nd, 2000. What does that day, month, and year mean to you? President Bill Clinton used that particular day to declare Gay and Lesbian Pride Month. 9 years later, on June 1st, President Barack Obama spoke to incorporate an even wider group. Lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgendered citizens alike could all have this month for recognition, respect, and appreciation. However, I am aware that not all minds meet equally about the rights and respect that we should pay to others. As each generation leaves their footprints and paves the way for what is to come, to some, change is an impossible idea or action to put into motion. What? Diana, you play a mean cheerleader on a musical TV show.
What? What the fuck?
She quotes the lyrics of Born This Way and says they are beautiful, true, words to remind yourself, words to live by. Doesn't matter if you're not a Gaga supporter or one of her little monsters, as she lovingly refers to her fans. Kindness moves mountains.
Okay.
Yes.
I mean,
she's not wrong.
Yeah. She's not wrong with any of this, but it's just like, what's going on?
Recently, I heard a lament about San Francisco, about how San Francisco just didn't sound like a fun place to be or visit because that person wasn't gay. Wait, really? I wanted to laugh. but that would have been a response that wouldn't have encouraged that person to be open-minded and to see that perhaps their statement was foolish. Why wouldn't San Francisco be fun for you? Do you think the whole city is gay? Do you think that they will judge you? What?
What the fuck, Diana?
She's trying very hard. She closes it with 4 different quotes and the hashtag let love in.
Oh, God.
One of the quotes is Lao Tzu.
Oh, yes. The gay icon, Lao Tzu.
And she also signs it with her full government name, Diana Elise Agron. So, anyway, of course, fandom is still like, all right, this feels like the lady doth protest too much.
Yeah.
But then she's absent for several shows after this, which does lend some credence to perhaps she is high on pain medications after breaking her nose. I don't know. But whatever it is,
Okay.
she misses a bunch of shows.
Okay.
Many years later, on the Glee podcast, Showmance by Kevin McCallis? No, that's from Home Alone. Kevin, I don't remember his last name. And Jenna Ushkovitz. Sorry, Kevin. The guy who played Wheelchair Artie on Glee.
Okay.
They were talking about the Glee tour on the podcast, and they said that Diana actually missed those shows because she forgot her passport, so while they let her into Canada, they would not let her back into the United States.
Huh.
So,
Okay.
yes. So, believable. Also, people who were actually there are saying that that is what happened, so that is probably what happened.
Yep, that makes sense.
When Diana returns, Leah still isn't holding her hand until the 17th. When they start holding hands again, they hold hands for the rest of the tour, and then on the last tour date, Diana picks up Leah and whirls her around in a circle during that part. The conclusion from the proof blog is that Diana and Leah are 100% on during the tour. Even if Diana had already met Taylor, which of course there is no public record of, Diana was still very much involved with Leah, even if they were having their ups and downs.
Now, there's never been like anything public about the two of them actually being a couple. I assume
Leah was with Corey Monteith.
Oh, that's right. I assume the holding hands and the picking up and the spinning around and blah, blah, blah was all because they were playing their characters on the Glee tour?
No, their characters fucking hated each other, except for if you're a Faberry, which I respect.
Okay.
Who believe that it was sublimated love, which is fine. You are allowed to be an enemies to lovers shipper. That is just something that I am not personally.
Sure.
But also, not only is Leah publicly dating Corey Monteith, guess who Diana was publicly dating, which made me have to turn my computer off and walk around the room.
Was it Harry Styles?
Sebastian Stan.
What the fuck?
Sebastian fucking Stan.
No way.
When he was full Gossip Girl Sebastian Stan. And also Bucky Barnes, Sebastian Stan. It's 2011.
He was freshly Bucky Barnes. He had just fallen off that train.
Yes. He is being tortured in a Hydra bunker. Bucky Barnes.
He was just Bucky.
Yeah.
He didn't even know he was coming back for the other movies,
No.
if we are to believe his own stupid lore, which I actually do because he kind of seems like a dumbass.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Yeah.
Listeners, you couldn't see it, but the word Sebastian Stan actually had me shoot away from the computer like a jump scare on April Fool's Day.
Me as well when I read it.
Okay.
And allegedly, they are a PR relationship to elevate both of their profiles, which doesn't make sense because if nobody cares about either of them, how is either of them going to raise the other one's profile?
That's not how PR relationships work.
It is not. Anonymous question to a Tumblr from somebody who claims to have freelanced for Diana's PR firm. Would you happen to know if Seb Stan is a notorious cheater, as in cheated on all his past girlfriends? I've heard the fandom rumors, but he doesn't have that reputation in the industry. His time with Diana Agron is a PR romance. She's a lesbian. And he was helping her maintain being straight while getting attention for himself because she was popular. Can you imagine Diana Agron being more popular on Tumblr.com than Sebastian Stan?
Sebastian Stan, the name you could not avoid for 3 solid years. I would say probably from 2012 to 2015.
Yeah.
You could not spend more than 5 minutes on tumblr.com, whether you were an MCU person or not, without seeing Sebastian Stan's fucking name.
He is the wettest and most pathetic of all Blorbos. He is the most meow meow of all the meow meows.
He is the Tumblriest sexy man that has ever tumbled.
Yes.
I mean, I can't even imagine a tumblr.com. I mean, I feel like they were 5 seconds from closing up before Sebastian Stan rolled in, and they were like, oh, thank God. And then they could keep the doors open, you know, like Tumblr being a store that we all go to way too much. But we didn't go. We were all like, I don't think I want to go to that tumblr.com store anymore. And then they had Sebastian Stan in stock by the gallons, and we were all just lining up. And yeah, so I can't even. This is a fucking bizarro world. I cannot believe that we lived through this world and we are in this world now.
And you know what's funny? I don't remember a goddamn minute of it because I was too busy in One Direction corner, which we'll get to. However, don't remember a goddamn minute of any of this.
Where was I? Where the hell was I? I think I was in CSI Miami World. Okay, yeah. Which was so not anything that was happening. It was like the final season or whatever. Yeah. And I think I was CSI Miamiing, and I was pretending that I didn't want to write fanfic about it.
That's fair.
So I missed everything about Glee.
Yes.
From start to finish.
Yes.
So I missed this entire thing. I didn't even know that Gaylor was a thing until 10 years ago-ish.
I thought that Gaylor started with Carly Kloss. So I thought it started in the 1989 Girl Squad era.
I thought that's when it happened too, because not that I read string with the other Swifties, and I don't even identify as a Swiftie anymore. And that's really hard for me to say. Yeah. But I never read stringed. I don't care who her songs are about. I never wanted to be like, I have friends that would like call me and be like, who do you think this is about? I'm like, I don't fucking know. Who cares? Like, to me, it's about, Michael, who broke up with me and then didn't come to my 21st birthday party. That's who the moment I knew is about.
Sure.
Jake fucking Gyllenhaal. I didn't date him.
Right.
I don't give a shit. But I do recall there being some flutter because I want to say the cover art not cover art, but there was a photo shoot that she did around, I want to say it was around 1989, of her wearing like a sparkly rainbow dress.
Yes.
And literally walking out of a closet.
Yes. I recall yes.
Even I was like, well, that's a little on the nose, Tay.
I mean, I will say my one Gaylorism is I have always thought that mine is about Selena Gomez. Because why does it change point of view to be about she is the best thing that's ever been mine for the end of the song if it's not about a girl? And the only girl that I knew of that she was friends with was Selena Gomez. So I just decided it was about her.
My Gaylorism extended to the fact of the thought of, I don't know, Tay, it doesn't seem like the men are doing you any favors.
Yeah. Well, and like on a serious note, I fully understand that when there is an artist whose lyrics do resonate so fully with you, you have to reflexively assume that means that they are just like you. So if you are queer or questioning, which I think a lot of, especially at this era of Gaylors, the Swiftgrons, I think a lot of them were more questioning than like out queer women. I fully understand being like, oh, she's just like me. That means she's just like me.
Right.
I fully understand that. And same with Larry's. And a huge number of Larry's are now queer adults, you know?
Yeah.
And so I don't think that it's like a humorous thing to make fun of on its face. Because I do think that there's legitimate reasons to have these thought processes. They're just not legitimate thought processes.
Right.
If that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. No.
So
I feel you.
Yeah. But so Leah and Diana, evidently, while she is dating Sebastian Stan, I'll read from the proof blog. Eshelle is entering its last phase. I think they officially split for good in February of 2012. We'll get onto that later in the post. But things are messy in the fall of 2011. Off and on, still trying to work it out sometimes. But in August, someone named Ashley Avignon, who is friends with Taylor Swift, replies to something Diana says on Twitter. And so then Avigron start being friendly. And then Swiftgron are in touch at that time, but not publicly friends yet.
Okay.
Until September 4th of 2011 at the Fairfax Flea Market, where I assume Virginia, that's where the Fairfax I've heard of is. I don't know. At the Fairfax Flea Market, Diana and Taylor are publicly introduced by mutual friend Ashley Avignon, and Diana's brother was also there, as well as another unnamed friend. The brother wrote on his private Facebook that, of course, people fucking were spying on because it's 2011, that Diana mentioned she'd recently gone to a Kanye West concert.
Okay.
Not knowing that Taylor and Kanye West had bad blood due to his interrupting her at the 2009 VMAs and completely fucking traumatizing the entire rest of Taylor's life.
Yes.
However, the brother says Taylor was not offended and she thought it was funny and they all laughed about it.
2 things.
I don't think that Taylor thought it was funny, but I do believe they all laughed at it.
2 things. 1, there's no 3 things. 1, there's no way Taylor thought that was funny, and she probably socked it away to write a song about it later.
Mm-hmm.
Second, the Fairfax Flea Market is actually now goes by Melrose Trading Post. It is a vibrant artisan market in Los Angeles.
Oh, okay.
Which makes more sense because I was like, what are they hanging out in a fucking like Trader Joe's parking lot on a Saturday morning in Fairfax, Virginia?
Given all of the places that these two women do get photographed together, it was not strange to me that they would just randomly be in Fairfax if they heard that there was a nice flea market there, to be fair.
Meet at a flea market. And then 3, what was the third thing I was going to say? Nope, gone. Never mind. There's, I guess, 2 things. 1, Taylor didn't think it was funny. 2, it's actually a shopping mall. So
Right. Okay.
It's a high-end shopping mall. Anyway, go on.
Okay. So they seem to be starting their public friendship. And then fall of 2011. So this is when Taylor writes Red, because shall get back together. But a couple days after meeting up with Diana, Taylor writes Red and then records it the next day, which we know because Taylor would take pictures of her diary entries and post them on her Tumblr because it's 2011.
Oh, God.
And then Naya Rivera and Diana Agron kiss at the Emmy Awards, which was a joke, but people were like, no, it means that they're both actually gay, which they're not, probably. I don't know. I don't know anymore. But whatever. They kissed at the Emmys because it was 2011 and they were hot girls. And then we check in with Taylor again, and it is October 30th of 2011. Taylor writes that she is getting a kitten, and then she's writing songs, and she's very excited about this cat. Then a shell hug at the airport, and it is the last time that they are publicly seen hugging, which, as we know from other ships that we have covered, is always a very big deal.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, there's a bunch of Leah Michelle stuff that I don't care about. And then there's a bunch of Taylor Swift possibly dating one of her backup singers, whose name is Liz, who there's a whole thing. And I don't know why it's part of the Swift Grandmaster post, other than that it's context of, look, she obviously likes women, but I don't think she likes women. I think she falls for her friendships really, really, really intensely, which I get because so do I. I think she's the kind of person who has really big feelings.
Can I interject my thoughts after
Yeah.
leaving the cult and having time to examine her as a sort of person?
Sure.
Truthfully, what I see as far as like pattern and relationships go with her is like, it just kind of, because she really has none of her own personality. She has no idea who she is. And she's just clinging on to whatever the next person who pays her attention is like. And I think she goes in the cycle of like, she is a narcissist. There's no getting around it. I'm sorry, you can't be a billionaire and not be a narcissist. You just can't.
Absolutely.
And, you know, from my non-psychology degree holding point of view, but like the love bombing and this is the most important person in my life and I love them so much and I need to be with them all the time and I need to be photographed with them all the time and I need to be tweeting about them and talking about them in every interview. I have to name drop them and blah, blah, blah. And then total radio silence, then total nothing when they stop either providing something for her or she finds somebody new with a bigger personality that she can mold her new self into that looks better. And then that's it. So like when she had her whole like girl squad moment and everybody was like kind of sick of it, I think also part of it was like, well, this is just the boyfriend of this moment.
Yes.
You know,
Absolutely.
like this is just the the Harry Styles or the Joe Jonas or, I don't think.
Oh, we'll find out a weirder one in the course of this story.
Oh, I can't wait.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like it was just like, okay, so this is just a different flavor of that.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, I think you're right that she does fall in love, as so to speak, with her friends as the same way that she does with her romantic partners, because it's just like, oh, good. Okay, this is the person I can pour everything into and steal everything from and fill myself up with.
Yes.
And so, yeah. So that's my thought.
So Diana tweets directly at Taylor for the first time on January 17th of 2012. And on January 29th of 2012 is the last time Diana and Lea Michele ever tweet each other. So
okay,
people do read into that.
Okay.
I do think they're a couple weeks apart. And also Diana was no longer going to be on Glee and no longer had to put up with Lea Michele, who from all accounts is a very unbearable person, allegedly. But February 14th is actually an event that we will cover in its own episode because it is more about Faberry than it is about Eshel. But Faberry on February 14th of 2012 won I think it was Us Magazine, it might have been People, and it might have been Vanity Fair, had a ship bracket voting contest leading up to Valentine's Day. Mm-hmm. And Faberry won, beating Destiel, who were number 2.
Wow.
Which is huge. Yes.
This is so weird. This is so weird to me because they missed this entire thing. There was a whole thing that was somehow bigger than Destiel and I fucking slept through it. Like,
yeah.
What?
But it's weird because there's no cultural memory of it being bigger than Destiel.
I was going to say, because there is nothing left of it. There is nothing left. And it's so strange to me.
Right. Oh, I'm sorry. In March is when Lea starts dating Corey Monteith. She had a different boyfriend back during the other tour, but Diana was dating Sebastian Stan at that time anyway. Starting February 20th of 2011, Diana does not tweet anything for 6 weeks, which is very unusual for her and also for anybody in 2012. Then there's a whole treatise about whether Corey and Lea were for real or for PR, and I feel like that's gross because he's dead and can't speak to himself. We don't know how they would have turned out. We don't know anything about his feelings on it because he didn't have time to say what they were publicly in a tell-all or anything like that because he died. And there's like people reading too much into like what his mother has to say on like the anniversary of his death, and like it doesn't mention Lea, therefore they weren't. No, she's talking about her own child, like
her own dead child. Like she doesn't give a shit who he was dating.
Yeah.
God, gross.
And I think it's really, really, with all of this, there's this shadow that is being, and it's what I had to like tell myself when I had to step back and be like, okay, like they look like they're presenting evidence, but they're fully ignoring this huge thing that's haunting the whole story, which is Diana is no longer on Glee after this tour. She is in 8 episodes of Glee for the entire remainder of the show. Out of 55 more episodes of Glee, she is in 8 of them. She is a special guest.
Right.
Like, she is no longer a main cast member on this show. Why would she continue to tweet constantly at castmates that are no longer her castmates on a show that she is no longer on? Like, and it feels very like when a boy band breaks up and you want them to have been for real friends.
Yeah.
But A, they were coworkers.
Mm-hmm.
And B, they're trying to forge a new career that is not being typecast as the thing that they're leaving.
Right.
Then the big thing that happens is Diana hosts, for some reason, the GLAAD Awards, because it was 2012 and they had straight people host the GLAAD Awards.
Wait, didn't they have any gays? We had gays in 2012, right? We were around.
I feel like there were. I don't know. But she hosts the GLAAD Awards and says in a very rambling interview that she has kissed girls before and would again.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, that's a thing to say, I guess, in an interview. But on February 24th of 2012, this is the one that is the fucking weird person who was hitting on Taylor Swift that I didn't remember or / know about. Diana and Taylor go again to a pre-Oscar party where Tim Tebow hits on both of them.
Oh, God.
We could have had it even worse as a football boyfriend.
But you know what? I don't know. I think maybe that could have gotten it out of her system. Now we're fucking stuck.
This guy, I'm doing the dabbing thing that he does.
Look, I don't care. It has to be. I don't think Tebow. I think Tebow would have been the same bad, not worse than Travis. Brags about his skid marks, can't spell squirrel, thinks that fat chicks shouldn't be allowed to walk the face of the earth. Kelsey, I just think it would have been different. And at that point, she would have gotten her little football player fantasy out of her system and realized like, oh, I can't actually have a conversation with this moron because he has a fucking brain trauma like that he just walks around with.
Also, I have to read this part of the article from, I believe it's E, that it's just screenshotted on this blog and it's not sourced, but it looks like an E article, like the font and stuff. It is the most, it was 2012 sentence that I read all day. The mansion was full of moguls like Harvey Weinstein, Jeffrey Katzenberg, Les Moonves, Philippe Doman, Jeff Bezos, and Rooney Mara. But the women at the event couldn't get enough of Tim Tebow. He was seen chatting with Glee star Diana Agron, Serena Williams, and Taylor Swift.
Ooh.
That is a heinous group of people to have to be in a house with.
That is a fucking like escape room situation.
That is famously the worst group of men who have been alive in probably 100 years.
I was going to say, how many lives were ruined because of all the people in that room that night, even just that night?
Yep.
Like, okay. Wow.
Yeah. And just naming them like these cool guys were at this pre-Oscar party with cool actresses and they were all having a cool time. No. Then Taylor Swift writes Holy Ground.
How old was Taylor at this point? She's born in 89. How old was she?
She was born in 89. It's 2012. She's 23. Yeah. Because it's after Red came out and before 1989. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So 23.
Okay.
Which will be important coming up because there's two people she's going to date real soon that are way too young for her. One especially.
Okay.
Yeah. You remembered. Yep.
I know who the one is. Yeah.
So Taylor writes Holy Ground in February of 2012. And then I'm going to read this exactly as it's written. These are not my words. These are the words of the Proof blog, who are ostensibly fans of both of these women. Never missing a chance to be unbearable, Diana takes this proto-folklore aesthetic photo shoot with Ashley Avignon and others at the beginning of March 4th, which makes me think that Taylor and Diana may have started something up at or around that February Oscars party. She's certainly spending a bit of quality time with Taylor's two best friends at this point. It's just a boho photo shoot that's very 2011, 2012. It has nothing to do with folklore. Because it couldn't, because that album wouldn't come out for 8 years. Then the Speak Now tour ends, and then Swiftgran become inseparable.
Okay.
Starting on March 25th of 2012, they go to see The Hunger Games together as a date, which I'm sure they both refer to at some point on Twitter or Tumblr as a date, and people take it seriously because, of course, they do. They're photographed together seeing The Hunger Games and then with a bunch of fans, and then the Proof blog. This is another place where I had to turn off my computer fully and go do something else. They're tracking the weather to make sure that it aligns with the lyric, all I know is pouring rain and everything has changed, because it was raining on the day that Taylor and Diana went to go see The Hunger Games. And it was a Sunday and a matinee, which Taylor sings about later in the song, The One.
Taylor sings about a song 8 years later.
Yep. Then Diana tweets a list of people who she is grateful for, and mostly it's Taylor Swift and her friends, which is fine. They can be friends. They can be grateful for each other. They're a new, very invested friendship. She also mentions new and exciting and her heart being open, which Taylor references in the Swiftgran anthem, Wonderland, with the lyric, didn't it all seem new and exciting? They're just the words, new and exciting.
Just the words. Yeah, that's...
They're in like pants ads. New and exciting pants.
Robot pants.
Robot pants that Alexander Krychek has to wear.
Would be new and exciting.
They would be new and exciting. Merch coming soon. March 7th of 2012, Taylor and Diana go out to dinner at Il Pastaio. 2 days after Diana's happy tweets, she is having Taylor with Taylor and Taylor's mother, Andrea. And Diana leaves out a side or back door to avoid being spotted, but the article notes that she was there. Then that night, Diana tweets about someone with a great attitude and funky spirit, and she ats Naya Rivera.
Okay.
Then they go to the Kids' Choice Awards together. Taylor goes to Diana's house for the after party of the 2012 Kids' Choice Awards, which is another sentence that feels like another multiversal shenanigan has happened.
Yeah.
Taylor dances at these awards to You Don't Know You're Beautiful, which is not what that song is called. It's called What Makes You Beautiful, but that's fine, Proof Blog. She is dancing around with Selena, someone named Claire, who I guess is one of Taylor's friends, lesbian icon Sharpay Evans, which is just Ashley Tisdale, who's not a lesbian, and Katy Perry. Everybody is like, oh my God, Taylor's in love with Harry Styles.
Right.
This is where Haylor starts, which is also something I blocked out of my mind. So Haylor shippers point to this moment as the start of their romance. But to the Proof Blog, it reads as though as a PR mance is in the works, which it probably also was, to be fair. However, they definitely banged, because have you seen either of them?
Yep.
Anyway.
Yep.
And then Taylor went to Diana's house that night, not out with Harry. So why do you think it was important to her at that point, according to the Proof Blog? Then Taylor's at the Academy of Country Music Awards in Las Vegas. She wins Entertainer of the Year, and people make fun of her maybe dating Tim Tebow. And then Taylor goes, what? Like mouthing the word what when they make a joke about it on stage. And she's like, no. And it's very staged. Then Taylor, Diana Agron, and Emma Stone go out to dinner together at #Otto.
Yeah.
Then Taylor Swift hangs out with Diana Agron in the Bowery. And then the Haylor shippers, Harry didn't show up. So One Direction tweet from somebody who was there. So One Direction never showed up to the Bowery Hotel, but Taylor Swift, Diana Agron, Josh Groban, and Aziz Ansari are there. The night is still young. What a weird group of people. To be fair, Josh Groban had recently broken up with Katy Perry.
Wow. Listen, I love Josh. Okay, can we just high five Josh Groban for the amount of gorgeous, flawless fucking women that he has notched? Because Katy Perry.
Yeah.
Katy Perry may not be a real live human being. We have no evidence of this. I believe she is a fembot, but she is a gorgeous fembot. She does her job extremely well. And then after that, we all know Kat Dennings, who I wanted them to be forever because they were both the same level of like so nerdy. Like she gleefully went on fucking Conan and talked about their Valentine's Day date where he ordered like owl pellets from some fucking online ornithology place, and they dissected owl poop together and found like bones and stuff and reassembled some small rodent as a Valentine's Day gift. And I was like, that is the most Kat Dennings thing I've ever heard in my entire life. And then the who we ended up with. He's so gross.
I know.
He's so gross.
Yeah.
Oh, God, he's so gross. And she loves him so much. And I hate it. Ugh. Anyway.
Then Taylor goes to Nashville. She posts about recording Red, the song, not the album, but I guess both because it's on that album. Anyway.
Right.
Then Diana is on Jimmy Kimmel. Jimmy decides to get cute and brings up the love triangle between Diana, Taylor, and Tim Tebow. When she denies anything is going on with her and Tim, he asks her if she's dating Taylor. And Diana says no, in what appears to be a brief split instance of surprise and panic. But she recovers smoothly and plays it off as a joke. She quips, wouldn't that be juicy? Before she turns to the camera to blow a kiss and say, hi, Taylor.
Ew. Oh, God, celebrity is disgusting.
Then Diana answers a question on her Tumblr of what Taylor Swift song she would want to sing on Glee, which is a show she's no longer on. She says that she would sing Ours, which is actually a Taylor song I don't know because I don't recall that one off the top of my head. It probably is cute.
I think I know. It's the one about the elevator. I think I know that one. But anyway, go on.
And then things start getting incredibly messy and embarrassing for everybody.
Oh, this was clean?
Yes. Then, April 23rd of 2012, it is Shirley MacLaine's birthday. Why does that matter? Because Taylor and Diana decided it mattered. So, Sorry, April 24th of 2012 was the birthday. 23rd, Diana had been in London and then returns to the States. 24th, Taylor is spotted shopping at Victoria's Secret. And then Diana, Taylor, Ashley Avignon, and whoever Claire is all play dress up and celebrate Shirley MacLaine's birthday. It's very 2012. They're wearing pink tea-length gowns and floral crowns, and if it were like they're dressed like Shirley MacLaine in that one ball gown where her butt is like, I don't know how her butt crack's not showing, the back of that dress is so low from that one movie, or if they had like pink hair and pink fur and pink gowns and like from that other movie, if they were dressed as Shirley MacLaine ever,
Right.
this would make more sense.
Right.
But they're not. They're just dressed like ModCloth, which no shade. That's where I get half my clothes, but still.
That's fine.
They
but,
also
like,
go to a restaurant with printed out signs in giant curly font that say Happy Birthday Shirley MacLaine.
Oh, good Lord.
Yes, they are those girls. Then they get a cake and have the kitchen frost it Happy Birthday Shirley MacLaine. Then
Was she dead at that
no,
point?
she's still not dead, I don't think. She'd worked with Taylor on Valentine's Day, apparently. But that was not like a movie that she was currently promoting.
That nobody ever should promote because it's absolutely appalling.
But it's thought that Taylor copies this iconic and rare Swift-Gron event picture in the visuals played behind her during the song Clean on the 1989 tour with the flowers in her hair and turning her head to the side because she and Diana took a picture together that night with their heads turned to the side and flowers in their hair.
Okay. Just so we know, Shirley MacLaine is still very much
Okay,
alive,
that's
and I'm
what I
just an asshole who doesn't know when old people are dead. Sorry.
And Diana's tweet about the Shirley MacLaine date is, had a long day and don't know what to celebrate later because you need a moment to be young? Find your moments. And Taylor's tweet was, we dressed up full-time fancy and went out in celebration of Shirley MacLaine's birthday. Then at 2 a.m, aka Taylor hours, Diana tweets this. Playing dress up, baking cookies, posting pictures on Twitter, dancing in the kitchen, kissing this cat. And it's a picture of her kissing Olivia Benson. And then she hashtagged it, date me, but had to delete that version and tweeted it at date me, which is a gossip account that is like joking about what celebrities should date each other. So clearly, if anything's a PR relationship, it's this friendship.
Right. This friendship. Yeah.
But that's fine. And then they tweet a picture of a very out of focus breakfast and make buckwheat crepes in the morning. And by morning, Taylor says, I mean at 1 p.m. when I woke up. We're still going. We're still going. It's going to keep getting worse because then it's Diana's 26th birthday. On April 28th of 2012, sometime this afternoon of April 28th of 2012, not this afternoon, the one we're recording this, Taylor posts to Instagram and includes a picture of her scissors necklace that Diana seems to have a matching bracelet to. On April 28th into the 29th. This is the part that I blocked out of my brain because it's so disgusting. Not this part.
Okay.
You will know when we get there. You will hear it and you will vomit.
Okay.
Diana has a circus-themed birthday party. And that's fine. That part's fine. Have a circus-themed birthday party. It's very 2011. Everybody is taking, photo shoot pictures. Taylor is dressed as the tiger for the circus. And Diana is dressed as the tiger tamer with a big claw mark on her face in red glitter. And then Taylor writes, so because she's turning 26 and is rich and famous, Diana has all of her guests sign her white bathroom apartment door in Sharpie. Because of course she does, because it's 2012. And what Taylor writes is, I'm a little kitten and I need to nurse because I'm a runt and I'm likely to fall victim to predators.
Oh my God.
I had to read it in that voice because that's the only way that you can say those words in that order. And I hate it.
We took a break so we could vomit together.
We've both vomited separately while recording the show before. This is the first time we've had a group vomit. I hate it.
I hate it so much.
I've never hated any sequence of words more than that, maybe. Everything about it is disgusting.
I would prefer somebody to dictate and read one of Donald Trump's rambling nonsense bullshit campaign speeches over and over again directly into my ears than ever think about that sequence of words ever again.
And then
Is there more?
Oh, of course there's more. We're just getting started, baby. Because the song Holy Ground contains the lyrics, left a note on the door with a joke we'd made.
Oh,
So obviously, Holy Ground is about Diana. Then on April 29th, in response to all of the birthday pictures and people noticing that they're in a fucking couple's costume, because to be fair, they're in a fucking couple's costume.
they're in a couple's costume for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. We Love Swiftgron is a top trending topic on Twitter, which is a very difficult sentence to say.
Mm-hmm.
And it had 24,886 tweets at the time of this screenshot. And Taylor is photographed with scratches on her back and a weird hickey on her neck. To be fair, those are very much there in the pictures. However, that does not mean that Diana left them there. I kind of think it just means that her cat collar was too tight. I hate it.
Okay, I don't want to get all red string, but do the Swiftgrons think that Maroon is about Diana?
I did not see anything about that, but I had to give up at a certain point because there's just so much.
It's fine. That's fine because there is a lyric in Maroon about the mark left on my neck or something, the mark they saw on my neck or something.
Well, there's another, also to be fair, and also allegedly. There is definitely a picture later in the proof blog that somebody points out what they think is a hickey under one of Taylor's boobs in like a side boob picture. And it is clearly an augmentation scar, allegedly.
Okay.
So then Diana is back in New York. Then Taylor is also back in New York. Then Taylor tweets about writing songs with Ed Sheeran on May 15th of 2012. The song is likely Everything Has Changed, the song she duetted with him on the Red album. And the song is about a new love with green eyes, which Diana has. But so does Harry Styles.
So did Calvin Harris.
Yeah. And so does someone else who we're going to get to really shortly, but not quite yet, but really shortly. The child. Yes. The child. But then Diana and Naya Rivera link arms as they leave a restaurant in London. And people are like, oh no, Rivera-Gron is going to threaten Swift-Gron. And I was like, I think they just are friends who are trying to
God forbid you touch your friends.
Yeah.
In the public eye. Jesus fucking Christ.
Then Taylor and Ashley and Claire have a face paint Wednesday, which has nothing to do with being gay. It's just being annoying. Which is not to say, I'm not shitting on women having whimsy in their lives. I love a whimsy. I have much whimsy in my life. I have a lamb chop doll 3 feet away from me right now as we're speaking.
You have a dollhouse behind you that I look at every single week. No, I'm all for, going out and picking a random ass thing to celebrate. I didn't participate, but I cooked food for the OC funeral party that my roommates threw. I wasn't mourning, but I sat Shiva with them just the same. We covered the mirrors, we wore black. It was all fine. And I have done some silly things in my time. For some reason, this is so much more irritating. It's like I get with Taylor, I get her wanting to have normal, annoying young women, teenage girl.
It's like she doesn't know how to have normal annoying. So she does it in a way that nobody else can actually do it in the way that she's doing it.
It's like, so your average 22-year-old who goes with her friends and says like, let's celebrate Shirley MacLaine's birthday because we love Shirley MacLaine movies. We'll get dressed up like her. They didn't get dressed up like her, but we'll get dressed up like her and we'll go, out for dinner or whatever. But like,
and we'll go to Applebee's.
Yeah. You go to fucking Applebee's, you go to Texas Roadhouse, whatever, and you don't have the fucking kitchen frost a cake with the words you want on it. You either bring your own cupcakes or you get the turtle cheesecake like everybody else and you enjoy it. And then you go home and you get drunk together and that's that. But like, it's like this level of like excessive wealth.
That's what makes it annoying.
Makes everything so obnoxious. Yes. It's not even annoying. Like if your average person, when I did it was annoying.
Sure.
Because I did it on a $35 night budget and that was pushing it. But like the level of like these millionaires who don't actually work, who are just playing professionally, basically. And I think that's what makes it obnoxious and like so cringy.
And it's the performance of normalcy. It's the performance of look how normal we are hanging out, having fun. But also we're doing it in a way that you could never afford, wearing outfits that you could never afford, going to restaurants that you could never afford, and taking pictures of it so that you know that we're doing it.
Yes.
Whereas if they actually were friends in private and seemed to ever do anything that they didn't telegraph, that would be totally different.
Yeah.
Even if they were like, here's pictures, here's an Instagram dump from 6 weeks ago, here's all the fun stuff we did 6 weeks ago, that would feel different than this is what we're doing literally right now.
Right.
But I feel that way about normal people on Instagram too, to be fair.
Yeah.
Taylor and Ed are then spotted at the studio recording Everything Has Changed. Diana goes on a date with director Henry either Juiced or Used. I'm not sure which because it could be either. They go to see a Jack White concert and then leave holding hands. And somebody says, Diana sure looks thrilled holding hands with this man, maybe because the paparazzi is 4 inches in front of her face.
It's possible.
Oh, this is when she hosts the GLAAD Awards and talks about having kissed women. And so, of course, the Proof Blog's take is that Diana's association with the LGBT community at the GLAAD Awards is not going to help the gay rumors surrounding her. And by having her on a very public date with a man, it would help quell the rumors surrounding her sexuality. And to be fair, it is 2012 at this point, and that is still something that you would want to quell if you want to have a leading woman kind of career. And that is totally fair, but not the conclusion that I would draw. But she also never sees this man again. But that's also fair. You're allowed to date people when you're 26 who you go on one date with and it sucks.
Right.
Then, now we're at the child. The Swift-Gron Summer. Hyannisport misspelled. Apparently misspelled in the liner notes. And it is misspelled in a way that it is echoing the spelling of Diana. Because it's Hyannis. Hyannis, which is not how you spell Hyannisport. But it is how you spell Diana with 2 N's, Agron.
Mm-hmm.
So,
okay,
a bunch of famous people get together in New York and go to a party that is hosted by Coach. Diana and Taylor are among them. And then Diana tweets a bunch of pictures from hanging out at Taylor's barbecue on June 21st of 2012, including pictures of her mimicking a poster that Taylor has up on her wall, and the food, and Taylor's monogrammed silverware. Because, of course, she has monogrammed silverware. That's a totally normal thing that all 28-year-olds have.
Yeah.
23-year-olds have. Taylor tweets on June 23rd of 2012, and this is actually kind of charming and cute. Taylor Swift 13 tweets, went to get coffee today, opened my change purse, seashells fell out. Barista goes, sorry, we only take cash or credit. So there's that. Which is cute and charming.
It is cute and charming. Yes, it is.
Diana replies, Taylor Swift 13, I can't stop laughing. I can't stop.
It's not that funny, Diana.
It's not that funny.
Cute.
It's just cute and charming. And then on June 27th, actress Roxy Olin, who had been spending some time with Taylor and the girls, tweets, okay, I think I'm packed. And it's like a big water slide. Then Diana and Taylor are spotted together in Nashville at the Pancake Pantry on July 2nd of 2012. And the person who posted the pictures recognized Diana and not Taylor, even though they're in Nashville and it's Taylor fucking Swift. It's just very weird.
So weird.
They took pictures with a whole bunch of people in this restaurant and supposedly were very nice, which is nice to know. Then people ask Diana, why are you in Nashville? And she says, to see Taylor. So, of course, people are like, oh my goodness, they must be dating. Mm-hmm. But then they are next spotted Well, first they play flag football in dresses, because of course they do.
Okay.
Then they are seen in Hyannisport, and they are driven around. The two of them, Taylor Swift and Diana Agron, ride around in a golf cart driven by Ethel Kennedy.
Oh God, I hated this part. I hate this. I hate everything that she did with the Kennedys.
It's very weird.
It's so it's disgusting.
It's so
is what it is.
weird.
It's fucking unhinged.
Yes.
How she tried so hard to be a Kennedy.
Yes. Yes.
It's bizarre, and it makes me so uncomfortable. And I literally had to block it out of my memory to maintain myself as a fan for the time that she was doing this nonsense.
Yep. Then Carrie Townsend, one of the Kennedy grandchildren, tweets, "Arrived at my grandma's house to find her chilling with Taylor Swift and Diana Agron. I hope I'm this cool when I'm 83. Then there is an admittedly very beautiful picture of Diana on a sailboat owned by the Kennedys.
Sure.
And then Taylor is in an old-fashioned bathing suit with Diana, who is in double denim on Cape Cod. Oh, and then somebody posts about, there's intense following of SwiftGron on the L chat, which is a lesbian celebrity rumor message board.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think of the name of the gay male one, but I can't think of it right now. But I that one obviously used to have a ton of Larry stuff on it, so I was aware of that one. I was not aware of this one. But somebody posts about Taylor and the Kennedys on this message board, and then Lola S., a commenter, says, "I know a girl who hooked up with Diana Agron 4 months ago and still won't shut up about her. I wonder if Taylor has the same tendencies," which may be true, maybe just the internet. Either way, it doesn't affect me.
Nope.
Then Diana heads back to LA and Taylor goes to Nashville for a while. And then Diana gives an interview at the Gifoni Film Festival and is asked what she plans on doing in the future if acting doesn't work out. And she says that she could just go on the road with Taylor and carry her bags. And in real life, what she did with her future when acting didn't work out was that she goes on tour with her husband, Winston Marshall, and carries his bags.
Okay.
And just moving on July 25th of 2012, Taylor starts publicly dating 18-year-old, freshly turned 18-year-old, as in July 24th of 2012 turned 18, Connor Kennedy. Gross.
Who she purchased a home next to.
And clearly,
when he was 17.
Yeah.
And was fucking grooming him.
Yes.
Because she wanted to be a Kennedy.
So badly. Yes.
Oh, God.
And this is when, and I have to just read exactly what it says, because it is, I'm going to use the word unhinged. It's unhinged.
Mm-hmm.
So, conclusion. I believe this marks the first SwiftGron breakup for a few reasons. 1, around 3 months later, Taylor writes This Love, which is a song about getting back together with someone. This love is good, this love is bad, this love is alive, back from the dead, when she visits Diana in France. 2, remember how I said that A Shell ended partially because Leah chose to try to make her PR romance with Corey Monteith into a real romance? I believe Diana feared it was possible Taylor might do the same thing with Connor, and I highly doubt Taylor had any legitimate feelings towards this high schooler she was foisted into a romance with. However, by all accounts, Connor is straight, and you have to imagine that if you're 18 and you've been pushed into a dating situation, no matter how fake, with a gorgeous, sweet, and wealthy, ultra-famous pop star, you probably wouldn't be able to help but develop feelings for her anyway, and Connor was young and likely immature. He may have expected something real to develop in the relationship.
I feel like I could have just made that sound for the last hour and 15 minutes.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and we haven't even gotten to Haylor yet. But we will end with...
Oh, my God.
Okay, we're about to hit Haylor. But importantly, before Haylor, Diana is licking her wounds in France over the breakup with Taylor Swift. And then in September of 2012, she tweets at Taylor for the first time on August 13th of 2012. We Are Never Getting Back Together comes out, and Diana tweets at Taylor for the first time in months. Like, never, ever. Proud of you. Amazing first day. So people are like, oh my gosh, she's shading the fact that she wants to get back together with Taylor. Clearly. Then in September, Taylor breaks up with Connor at some point and also shows up at a sushi restaurant with Ed and Harry. Then Diana is in France. And one day later, Taylor goes to France. So Taylor goes to Paris from the 1st to the 4th of October, where she films the music video to begin again. She and Diana have dinner together on the evening of the 3rd. And all signs point to Swiftground being back on. There's a bunch of tweets that people are really, really reading into and music that people are really, really leading into. Then Diana goes as Taylor's date to the Ripple of Hope Gala at the Kennedy Center for Justice and Human Rights. And they have matching bangs. And she gives a weird interview where she refuses to use pronouns when she's talking about relationships. And also she keeps referring to herself and Taylor as a we for not really any reason, which is admittedly weird.
Mm-hmm.
Then... boom, boom, boom. The first public date of Haylor. But I did not remember this at all. You know who else was on that fucking date? Diana. She was literally having dinner with them.
Okay.
Didn't remember that part. And it is
weird.
Odd. But the whole thing was weird. And then there's also a gif of Harry at some point trying to approach Taylor, and Diana takes her arm and kind of pushes him out of the way, which is also weird. I will give it that. This is the third point when I was I have to step away. I have to step away. I'm starting to think that they make sense. Because then we get into Haylor, the Haylor of it all, which I do remember vividly.
Yes.
And the proof blog takes a sharp left turn into Stimshaw land, which if you followed Harry Styles' career at all ever, you know Nick Grimshaw and the weirdness / cuteness / that was Harry and Nick Grimshaw for a very long time. And we don't even have time to get into it. They will be their own episode. Then people are like, but what happened to Leah Michelle and Diana? And what happened is that they are no longer on the same show. So that's why they're not tweeting each other and stuff anymore. Basically, that's as far as I can't keep going. It has been so long. But basically, winter of 2013, I do have to share because the picture will always be both iconic and hilarious. January 4th of 2013. The breakup that spawned two of the best pop albums of all time.
Yes.
Occurs when Harry leaves Taylor alone on an island and she has to catch a boat back by herself. And it's both hilarious and tragic and a great picture. And then there's the People's Choice Awards. And it is once again raining in LA, and then Taylor has some lyrics about it raining, and then she sees Diana allegedly.
The time it rains in LA.
Well, yes, but it to be fair, doesn't rain that often in LA. But yes, also that. On her private Tumblr on January 25th of 2013, Diana reblogs the quote from Margot Tenenbaum, which is the Royal Tenenbaums, I want to say. I think we're just going to have to be secretly in love with each other and leave it at that. And there are rumors that she has proposed to Taylor. Then she recommends the song Far Nearer by Jamie on Twitter. And the lyrics are, I feel better when you feel better when I feel better when I have you near me, you, me, you, I do.
Is it Jaymay, Jaymay, or Jamie?
No, it could be Jaime.
Okay.
But I'm not sure. I've never heard it.
Because I know Jaymay, but not that one.
Then there's the episode of Glee it's called I Do. And Diana's character, Quinn, hooks up with Naya Rivera's character, Santana. And they have sex in the episode. So people are like, oh my God, everything has been leading to this. Her character gets to be gay, which means that she gets to be gay. But there's also some truly insane conspiracy theorism. Do you want to hear it, or do you want to be done and live in peace?
We're already here. Just push me over the edge.
Okay. February 14th of 2013, which is the day that I Do airs on Glee. Taylor tweeted in the afternoon, so I have an inside source at Glee who was all, watch tonight, we're doing your song. I hope this source was right. There is no Taylor song in I Do. However, Diana and Naya's characters hook up. So here's the Proof Blog's 4 takes. 1. The fandom seems to think this proves that Diana purposely tricked Taylor into watching her hook up with Nya on screen. It's completely possible that that's the case, but I think the next two options make a bit more sense. I think the option that makes sense is that Diana was confused of which episode was airing when. That's me. 2. It was a simple misunderstanding or a joke gone wrong. Taylor had a song earlier that season on Glee, Mine, sung as a breakup song by Nya. And I have been told that another song of Taylor's was marketed for another Glee episode later that spring. Perhaps someone got their wires crossed and misinformed Taylor. But here's the big theory. Point A. 3.A. It's possible that Leah Michelle was behind this. She publicly had beef with Taylor at one point, and she had been with Diana that morning. Maybe she met up with Diana, heard about Swiftgron being happy and back together, and got jealous and decided to prank Taylor. A totally reasonable thing for a woman in her mid-20s to do when she's dating a man.
When she's dating a man and meddling in her former coworker's imaginary PR love life.
3.B. Ryan Murphy also seemed to despise both Diana and Taylor around this time. He is also famous for stirring up drama with gleeks on Twitter and generally sowing, misspelled, discontent, particularly surrounding WLW, ships, and fans. Ryan seems to have a problem with women and lesbians in general. That is true. He treated Britannia as a couple horribly on Glee, as well as their shippers. Also true. He very publicly shaded Taylor in season 1 of Scream Queens. Also true. And said in an interview that Diana ruined Quinn for him because she made Quinn sympathetic. The quote is, "When we cast Diana as Quinn, she ruined the part for me. She was supposed to be the Sybil Shepherd last picture show cunt, but she humanized it." Yikes.
Big yikes.
Why does this man keep getting to make TV shows?
Also, why did you cast her?
Yeah.
You could have fired her.
And like I said, at this point, Diana appears in 8 of the remaining 55 episodes of his show, despite being a third top billed cast member of the first 3 seasons.
Yeah, he's a problem.
Yeah. This is where, like I said, it's the thought process is not leading to valid conclusions at all. But a lot of the points that they make are facts or close to facts. Like Ryan Murphy does have a huge problem with women and with lesbians. And he clearly said he didn't like how Diana was playing this character that he wrote.
Right.
You know, and he does hate Taylor Swift. And he did kill off a female character for the crime of liking Taylor Swift on Scream Queens because he's gross. So, like, I can see why they would say, given that these things are true and given my belief system, the conclusion is that he is being nefarious in this way.
Right.
But that's not how a real adult human ever acts.
Right.
So, yeah. Oh, and then Diana, shortly after that, deletes her private Tumblr or makes it locked, something like that.
Yeah.
And Taylor goes off on the Red tour. And that is where I will stop because it just keeps going and mostly a denying that 1989 is about Harry Styles' direction, which is just confusing to me because about Harry Styles.
Absolutely against all of your belief systems. So we can't be having with that. So
no. So that is Shirtgate is what kicked off this whole mess because Diana wore a shirt that said likes girls when forced to pick what extremely offensive, misogynistic, homophobic, gross shirt she was going to wear as an identity label for a show that the creator openly hated her on.
Well.
And I feel insane.
Thank you for your service. Thank you for your service. You should. I feel secondhand insane. I also feel like I need to take a toothbrush to the inside of my brain and just get all of this out.
Yep.
I don't want this. I don't want this in here.
Yep. Yep.
I don't know how many drugs I'm going to have to do to scrub this out, but I will say, okay, can I end with a commentary with the former Swiftie commentary?
Yes.
On the whole Gaylor thing?
Yes.
What is upsetting to me is not that people ship her with women and that people think that she's secretly a lesbian. That, like, whatever. What is upsetting to me is that she is such a capitalist and such a businesswoman that she knows that if she drops just the right amount of breadcrumbs and never officially says, yes, I'm bi, or no, I'm entirely straight, that she can still keep playing this Easter egg game with a very large group of people who are very dedicated to all of her shit and giving her as much money as humanly possible. And I think that's fucking gross.
And she can keep playing both audiences, the people who need her to be straight,
yes,
because she was a country star,
yes,
and because their
right.
children like her, and because whatever other gross reasons they have, and
yeah.
the much smaller, necessarily, like ratio of humankind wise, the much smaller group of people who want her to be queer so that she's just like us.
Yes.
My understanding for the motivation for Gaylor, besides that, oh, I resonate so much with her lyrics, therefore we must be alike, is just wanting her to be fucking more interesting than she actually is. And she would be more interesting if she were secretly gay.
Yes, she would be.
She would be interesting enough to warrant as much attention as she gets.
She would be, yes, and it would be genuinely, she would be genuinely interesting because this would all be a very, very constructed persona character that she has been playing for her entire career. And that would be interesting. But she is not an interesting person. She's just not. She's a business. She's a business. And, you know, it's the interesting thing is how she has managed to convince literally billions of people that she is worth the attention that she gets. And
Yes.
Just, it's gross.
And you were a Swiftie, to be clear, for a very long time. And she is consistently my most listened to artist on Spotify Wrapped every year for years. I mean, I don't follow her as a human person, but I like her music.
And I was a Swiftie from like the first time I heard her on I remember she co-hosted the Billboard Top 40 for country music in 2007. And I was like, who let this, like, is it Take Your Daughter to Work Day? Like, who let this baby into the radio station to fucking, co-host the show? And, they were talking to her and she seemed so normal and down to earth and just like me, and come to find out, like, her origin story is complete horse shit. And her, Christmas tree farm, humble beginnings in Pennsylvania. Yes, her family owned a Christmas tree farm and she lived in the big giant fucking palatial estate next door. Like the poor little country girl from Pennsylvania who went to Nashville and everybody said, no, not you, not yet, blah, blah, blah. Like, her dad bought her record deal for her because he was a huge businessman, and her mom comes from a musician family, so she knows how to play this fucking game. And like, it's all just so carefully constructed and layered. And even the story about how she learned how to play guitar is horseshit. And like, it's like, there is nothing genuine. And it's these like little pieces keep falling. Like the mask has entirely slipped, and like, there's nothing there. And what's weird with her being with Travis is that, like, it's like she's not even trying to be the person that she's pretended to be all of this time. Like, to listen to her talk now, she sounds fucking stupid. Like, did not finish high school, fucking stupid. And I'm not saying the people who don't finish high school are all stupid. There's plenty of reasons people don't finish high school, whatever. I'm talking about, she sounds like she has a 7th grade education and that she positions herself as like everybody's English teacher and that she's this like great poet and fucking Shakespeare of our time or whatever. And it's actually offensive at this point because it's like, girl, you can't string a fucking sentence together. I mean, to hear her talk about somber, it's really important that somber is like saying stuff in his songs because that leaves space for women to say stuff in songs. That's a direct quote. I am not making that up. Those are the words that she said.
I mean, that does just make me go, I really want to listen to her and It's a Movie That Feels Like a Movie. Harry Styles have a conversation. Like, I would like to listen to the dialogue between these two people.
You know what I want to do? I want to get high and I want to watch like a director, like an actors on actors thing, but it's like quote unquote, like musicians on musicians of the two of them trying to talk, because I think it would be like when you set two Furbies in front of each other to like learn from each other.
And it like cancels each other out. Yeah.
And it's just absolute garbage back and forth for like an hour until somebody's mom finally like, I can't take it anymore. Takes the batteries out. That's what I want. I think that's exactly the vibe that would be. Oh, God. Sometimes when I'm having a bad day, I think about Chris Pine on that fucking promo tour, on that press tour. Classically trained Chris Pine sitting there next to Harry fucking Styles going, it's like a movie. It feels like a movie. He's just completely disassociating.
At least Harry's nice. Every single report of him of all time is that he's very nice.
I'm sure he is. I'm sure he's very nice. But you know what? We all know a lot of people, especially men, who get a lot of attention, who are very nice and dumb as boxes of rocks. And I just think that he's just one of them.
Oh, Harry.
Anyway, Harry, that's my wish because, well, that and I think I might go back to being a Swiftie for her divorce album.
Oh, it'll be really good.
I can't wait to hear that.
I also am excited.
It'll be
it's
really
going to be good. So you may have seen on our Tumblr recently that we have a shiny, sparkly, brand new website at www.thisweekinfandomhistory.com. So head there to check that out. But if you would like to request an event for a future episode, then that is still just on our Tumblr, which is thisweekinfandomhistory.tumblr.com/ask. ASK, and that will bring you directly to the suggestion box or the ask box. And you do not need to have a Tumblr account to send us an episode request. You can do that logged out. It will just register as anonymous, which is totally fine. If you do want to log in and include your name, then we can thank you by name in the episode when we get to cover your event. 80% of our episodes at this point are requested topics. So we really appreciate everybody who is requesting things. Also on our Tumblr, a way to support the show is to reblog the episode posts when they go up every Sunday after the new episode. That is the single best way that people find the show, is just through word of mouth from people on Tumblr reblogging episodes that they enjoyed. So please continue to do that. And if you have Tumblr Premium and you are not using your monthly Blaze post, you can donate that to the show and support TWIFH or TWIF by blazing the show post of your favorite episode. Another way that you can support the show for free is to leave us a 5-star rating on your podcatcher of choice. Historically, the most important for us has been Spotify. So if you have not rated us on Spotify yet, please do. Super easy. You just have to finish an episode and then click the 5-star rating button. There's no CAPTCHA, or you don't have to write a written review, anything like that. If you are listening on Apple Podcasts or CastBox or iHeartRadio or anything like that, please leave us 5 stars there as well. And if you would like to write a written review anywhere that you can, we would love that. If you would like to support the show directly, aka financially, you can do that on our Patreon, which is Patreon, patreon.com/thisweekinfandomhistory, which has just undergone a total makeover, except for the lowest tier, which is the $3 tier. For that, you still get access to our Patreon Discord. Lovely community. Highly recommend. If you're afraid of Discord, it is a very easy, kind community to start out with. All the tiers above that one have just gotten totally new perks. So for the $5 tier, you get access to the community. You also get access to the locked episodes that will be coming out every other week of our brand new Patreon show with a panel of expert, non-expert guests called Batman Wouldn't, Spider-Man Would, a podcast about sex with superheroes. If you enjoyed our Batman Doesn't Give Head episode in 2025, you will like this show. We have great guests coming on. More about that in a second. Wink, 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 wink. And those will be on the main feed for 1 week, and then they will be locked to the Patreon at $5 and up. So if you like them, join the Patreon and you will have forever access to them. As well as, starting at the $5 tier, you can hang out with Emily and I once a month at a Fandom Fave movie night. That will be roughly the third week of each month. We will have a movie night, watching a movie that, fandom traditionally loves. It should be a lot of fun. And then for the $10 tier, which is new on our Patreon, you get all of those perks. Plus, you get to be one of the guests on Batman Wouldn't, Spider-Man Would. And if you are like, oh, I don't know anything about superheroes, great. That's kind of the shtick of the show. So don't worry about it. You don't need to like superheroes. You don't need to know anything about superheroes. You just need to be willing to be silly, and you have to be 18 or older. So if you donate at the $10 tier, you get to be on an episode of the Patreon show, which should be so fun. They've been so funny to record so far with people, and I think you're going to love it. And then at our $15 tier, you get all of that. Plus, I will make you a brooch, keychain / bag charm or magnet of your Blorbo of choice, including your D&D character, your OC, whatever you want, as long as it's not a Harry Potter character. So those are our new Patreon tiers. We're really excited about them. We hope that you like them, and we hope that it inspires you to support the show. If you are not in a position to support financially, support emotionally. Tell a friend about the show, or reblog a post on Tumblr, or send us a nice message. All of those are awesome things to do as well. But we do hope you like those new Patreon perks. So head over to Patreon and see if any of them tickle your fancy. And also, big news, we are now on Instagram at This Week in Fandom History, and that is all of the business. So with all that said, I have been V, also known as Aim My Arrows High, and I have been joined by my lovely co-host,
Emily Jaye, also known as I Don't Get Technology.
And just remember that well-behaved fandoms
rarely make history. Bye!
Bye!
This episode is brought to you by ChatGPT. Hey, it's Bill Simmons from the Bill Simmons Podcast. Have you guys heard about ChatGPT work? It's the new way to use ChatGPT for bigger multi-step projects. And when you need more than just answers, give ChatGPT work access to your apps and files, and it can create real work documents like spreadsheets, slides, and structured reports. Get started at chatgpt.com by selecting work mode, available on Plus and Pro plans.